Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope that you're all having an absolutely wonderful Tuesday. I am. Hey, I am. The weather here today is starting to drizzle a little, but that does not stop my joy. It doesn't. Yeah. Happy Tuesday to you all. And it's Let's Talk Tuesday. Oh man, I trust that you've all had an absolutely wonderful week. And yeah, from the last time we spoke, I've had a good week. I've had a good week. As you can see, I have a new hairstyle. What do you think? I absolutely love it. I went to my friend Marinia, and Marinia hooked me up. Hooked me up. But yeah, so I hope that you're all well. I hope that you've had an absolutely wonderful week. Like I said, this week's topic is travel. Travel, people, travel. I wanted to know, what was your first travel memory? What springs to mind when you think travel? Do you think, oh, I remember that I was so old and so old? You know, that type of a memory. For me, my first traveling memories are, I would say, by train, because my dad worked on the railways. So we would always travel by train from Harare to Gweru, from Gweru to Bulawayo. We were always on the train. Sadly, because Gweru was in the middle, the train would arrive like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we would have to be woken up early in the morning, go sit in the and the train stopped freezing because Gweru's cold. Gweru's cold. So if it was winter time, you would sit there freezing early hours of the morning, waiting for the train to come. But I have absolute wonderful memories of that. Sometimes it would be a steam engine, sometimes it would be a diesel engine. As the years progressed, they started using diesel engines for the long haul. But yeah, I have great memories. Once we went to Bulawayo with my mother, we went to see some missionary friends of ours. And when we were coming back from Bulawayo, the train got stuck. Something went wrong in the engine. I don't know. But we were stuck for a long time. I can't remember that. And we jumped out for a little bit, jumped back on the train. It was an amazing adventure on those train trips, let me tell you. They were absolutely wonderful times. So yes, that's my earliest memory, is the train. But on top of the train, we used to travel in the car a lot as a family. Like I say, up and down to always see some family member or the other or friends. We were always traveling, whether we were traveling to go fishing or whether we went a lot in the car. So I have a lot of car memories as well. And one that I do remember is that we would travel, sometimes leave a place late at night. Hey, because the story will be good, you'll be enjoying your visit, nobody wants to leave. But sometimes we would travel at night, right? In Zimbabwe, it gets dark. And in between towns, there's no street lights. There's no street lights at all on what you would call a motorway or a highway. There are no street lights. So you imagine this pitch black, right? The parents are sat in the front seats and you are sat at the back seats, all your children. And next thing, right, they start talking ghost stories. Sure. Me, I'd be so scared. I'd be scared to close my eyes. And I think that's why I don't sleep in the car even now. But I can remember the ghost stories, right? And the one they used to like to tell is about a hitchhiker that you would be traveling along the road in the night, pitch black, right? And imagine this pretty girl is there. The next thing you see, oh, it's a pretty girl stood hitchhiking in the night. You think, where are you going, right? So of course you stop, you give her a lift, you jump in, she jumps in the car, right? And she's talking with you. Next thing, she's talking nice, she's talking stories, everything nice. The next thing they say, sorry, she's gone. She just disappeared. She's no longer in the car. Yo! Oh my days. I should dread the part when they would start talking about ghost stories. But guaranteed, at some point on that trip, somebody brings up a ghost story. Somebody does. And my mom did it to us when we went to Edinburgh. We went to Edinburgh. The sat-nav, for some unknown reason, took us through the national park. Oh my days. It reminded me of home. Pitch black, no lights, nothing. You went mile after mile after mile before you finally saw a little house light in the hill. Part of the time we were driving on the edge of the road, and directly on the edge of the road was a cliff drop. Oh, it was a journey and a half to get to Edinburgh. But on top of it was added the ghost story. So those ghost stories don't come up even now. So yeah, that brought back some wonderful, wonderful travel memories, let me tell you. Derek and I travel a lot, as you know. We go up and down to see family, friends, all over. We always up and down. But back in the day, right, when there was no sat nav, let me tell you, we had a few domestics, to say the least. A few domestics, because mainly because I can't read a map. I'm that person who cannot read a map. I look at a map and I have no clue which is our road, which way to go, even like an A to Z. And an A to Z is normally for like each town. My children were brilliant with those A to Zs. Renee, I can remember, sat in the back, giving her dad directions from the back seat, following that A to Z, telling him exactly where to go, turn left, turn right, get off here, you need to drive for so long down this road. They were good at it, the kids. Oh, not their mother. Oh, no. I was bad at maps, and I still am bad at maps, right? But one time we went to London to go visit family, right? So we had a lovely trip. We always seem to have a stress leaving our house, Derek and I. But once we're on the road, it gets a little bit better. But then he's just in a hurry to get there, right? And I'm like, no, we need to stop. And he just wants to get there. I'm like, no, we need to stop at the services. I need a coffee. I need the loo, something, right? And I love a service, don't get me wrong. I just love stopping at the service at least once. Get out, stretch my leg, have a little shop, see what's happening there. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a big one. Oh, this one doesn't have very much, does it? You know, that type of thing. I think a service is part of my trip, stopping at a garage, filling up, having a coffee. Anyway, so he has to stop at least once now. That's the rule, at least once. Anyways, we get to London. We have a wonderful visit with family. Time to leave. Open up this massive, big map, right? I got an atlas, man. This map of how to get us back home to Manchester. Open up this thing. So I've got it on my lap. He's driving. He can't really look at it because I've got to be the one to try and navigate us out of London. Oh my days. It went pear-shaped fast. Next thing we knew, we were on our way to Kent. Nowhere near Manchester. We were on our way to Kent. And if you've been on these motorways here, right, once you're on it, you've got to go a couple of junctions before you can come off and make a U-turn. It turned into a full-blown domestic, man. He's like, read the map rightly. I'm like, I'm trying to read the map rightly, and I'm turning it upside down, and I'm doing all this in the car. I can't figure out where we are. I got so wound up, right? I got so wound up that I tore the page in half. And I flung it out the window. So you can imagine now. We still have to get home, but we're operating on half a book. Oh my days. That was the worst one. That was the worst one that ever happened. But thankfully, we got back on track and we made our way home eventually. Oh man, after that, right, I learned about AA Route Finder. And AA Route Finder allows you to print a map that tells you step by step, go in the next 100 meters, 100 yards, turn left, turn right, and I used those after that point until, of course, SatNav came in and rescued me. SatNav rescued me. So yeah, we've had a few moments on the road, but overall, we like a good road trip. We do like a travel. But one of the best stories I feel by far on road travel that I know of is One told to me, well, one that I experienced, to be fair, was my sister Rosie, my sister-in-law Rosie. Now, Rosie always came up and down from London to come and visit us, always. She was always on the bus, on the train, on the bus, on the train. But in the beginning, it was on the bus, right? And as we say, the buses, they stop at a service and they ask you to, you want to go out, trying to get a drink. On this particular trip, Rosie jumped out the bus at the services, middle of nowhere, jumped out, went and had a meal, went after the meal to go look for her bus, and the bus had left her. The bus had left her at the services, random services. I can remember that phone call. I'm laughing now, but I wasn't laughing at the time. I can remember the phone call. I'm at work. She phoned. She said, Mary, the bus left me. I'm like, what do you mean the bus left you? Are you in London? No, at the services. I'm like, what the heck? At the services? Who gets left by a bus at the services? How is that even possible? You can imagine. You can imagine. Oh my days. Anyway, she finally got another bus and made it back here. But telling her brother that story, and he just couldn't process it. Like, how did she make that happen? How? How did she do that? But Rosie has got lots of travel stories. Let me tell you, lots of stories with her travel adventures. But she finally made it to us. Yeah, so I have a lot of travel memories, a lot of wonderful journey memories. But something that my son-in-law and my daughter have told me recently, and his family too, it is that to make the journey part of your trip, to make it an enjoyable experience, like use it as an opportunity to drive past a town, go see a new town, make that part of that road, the driving hour after hour, make it part of your trip so that it makes it more enjoyable, makes it not feel so long. You're breaking it up, you're going to see somewhere new. So yeah, we would like to start to do that. We haven't yet. We've just increased, I suppose, the stops at the services, but it would be nice to stop at a town on the way to London that we've never been to before and have a look, explore a little bit. Hopefully, don't get lost like us. We always getting lost. But yeah, I trust that this brings back some wonderful memories for you. I know there aren't always good memories. Sometimes you break down on the side of the road and you got to wait to be told. That's happened to us a couple of times. But enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey to your destination, whatever your destination is, wherever your destination is. Enjoy the journey to your destination. I absolutely love you all. And I trust that you have an absolutely cracking day. Love you all. Bye.